I am a golden god!
Around here, like I had so much more to do. Go and tour around the country, maybe even see the world. We could walk among stars, you and I, get our records on the wall. We could even make the Hall of Fame. So let's go, 'cause we don't have to stay around here. Like I had all the faith in you. Let's get you to band together. Set our calls around the world. We could walk among stars, you and I. Get our records on the wall. We could even make the Hall of Fame. So let's go, guys. We gotta do this. Not the Hall of Fame. So let's go, around here. We got so much more to do. Blaze a trail across the country. Set a fire to the world. We could rock among stars, you and I. Get our records on the wall. We could even make the Hall of Fame. So let's go, 'cause we gotta do this. I'm talking about the Hall of Fame. So let's go, guys. Yeah, right. I'll show you what to fold and what to play. Hey kid, tell me everything's in motion. Miss a step, you only throw it all away. Hey kid, step away from your emotion. Life's running and you've got no time to waste. Hey kid, do whatever you get hold of. Step into the right, but everybody pays. You got nowhere to turn. You only lose the game. Just stuck in place. Life is yours, yeah, so live it up. Pictures burn and statues crumble. There's nothing more that you're giving up. Chases everything. You can pay for gold with your life. chases everything. You can pay for gold with your life's blood. Only death can last forever. Before we're brought back together, you live to die or life is yours, yes, so live it up. Pictures burn and statues crumble. There's nothing more that you give it up. Chases everything. You can pay for gold with your life's blood. Only death can last forever. Before we're brought back together, live to die or live to die or live to die or die to live.
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Yeah, right. That was a song called Yeah, Right by Sound of Fire and Live to Die or Die to Live by Guardsmen. Morgan tells me they're playing their going away show March 30th at Cairo Ale House with our friends in Vice, the Almas, Vitriol, and Orchestra in Black. $10, all ages. Again, that is at Cairo Ale House this weekend. Woo!
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. This week we have a bunch of hard dudes with us this week.
On the Metal Experience.
The hardest dudes.
Hashtag BandFam.
I'm not hard
Just
yet.
happy to see you. That's all.
Timmy
Just
doesn't
happy to
know what
see
that
you.
Luca,
is.
you're not doing
not
your
hard yet.
job. There are no hard guys here.
Don't worry, we'll get you hard. We'll get you nice and hard.
I'm waiting.
We have members from Fool's Brew,
Boo.
Atlanta's Burning,
Boo.
Bury Your Past, and What Lies Ahead. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce every single one of you,
What
Which
band,
band
you're
you're
in,
in.
what you do in that
Should
band,
start with Keith.
and
over
what
there.
band you hate the most that's here tonight.
All right. This is going to be good. Keith's eating. He should have to talk right now.
You should go right now.
Let's go, Keith. Let's go.
All right. I guess I'll
All right,
start.
go ahead, Timmy.
All right, go ahead,
All
man.
right. I am Timmy D, the drummer for Fool's Brew, and that band that I hate the most tonight is Steve and What Lies Ahead. Fuck you.
What Lies Ahead is a horrible show. I'm kidding.
Said everyone ever. Well, fuck me. I'm Steve, the drummer for What Lies Ahead. I mean, Tim pisses me off, but I think
What can I say?
bury your ass. Maybe I think I hate them
Bury your ass. That's what
the most.
That's good.
BYA.
Bye. Bye. I am Bob. I am the drummer from Bury Your Past.
Ass.
And I hate the most. I'll give you a hint. What rhymes with bread? That's all I'm
good.
going to
Great.
say.
I am Freddie Sosa. I am the guitar player for Bury Your Past, and the band I think I hate the most would have to be also what rhymes with bread.
I thought you were going to say Bury Your Past for a second. That would have been
That would
awesome.
be great.
I thought that too.
Band I hate the most is Bury Your
Feeling the
Past.
love. 3 for 3.
I hate my own band.
Seal the deal. Come on, Keith. Seal the deal.
What's up?
My name is Keith Humphrey, and I am the drummer, singer, songwriter, and overzealous personality of Atlanta's Burning. Can't even say the name of my own band. And honestly, if I were to have to say that I hate another band that is in the BandFam community, I would have to say it's out of jealousy because I don't have a keg to beat on. So Fool's
Shots fired.
I'm sorry. Envy was the correct word there.
So, what person doesn't belong tonight in this mix of drummers?
Oh, it's Freddie.
Luco?
Guitar. Fitz.
Damn it. It's
Freddie's
Greg.
just along for the ride. These guys are
Greg Master.
These guys are gonna bang you real hard.
Looking
kidding.
forward to it.
We've already gotten there.
Because you have the most hair.
I can hold my own on a kit. and
We're
I
on
play
our
guitar.
first beer, all right? So
He can probably play a salsa beat better than I can.
Ooh.
I could probably eat salsa better than everyone here can.
I challenge you.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Bring out the salsa, boys.
Who wants some chips and salsa?
Well,
Let's
let's
go.
let's
salsa
get
only.
on point for a second here before we go
no
off
chips.
off track multiple times tonight. Let's start with the reason why we're all here is Steve reached out to me a couple months ago, knowing that our schedule was pretty chaotic coming up, and said, "Hey, if you had a date that's free or comes up, let me know because I have."
Keyword comes.
Yeah, he emphasized that. lot in the message.
COOMES.
Yeah.
Coomies.
But it was like in really small letters, so I didn't know if I could see
And it
what
was
he was
on
saying.
AOL Messenger.
Got mail.
Yeah. So Steve was like, hey, there's this show coming up that we want to promote happening April 13th at Rock House. I want to get all the bands on that's a part of it and help promote it and, just have a good time. And we've had multiple bands on at the same time before, but never this big of a party.
We've only had two.
We've
I
only
think the
done
most
two
is two.
first. Yeah. So this is a
New
whole
record.
new.
That is more
Yeah.
than one
Fucking record.
Luca.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Send it.
this
yeah.
is the biggest band orgy we've ever had on the show.
Yes.
Probably the most drummers at once, too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's too many sticks in the building.
If you know what I mean. If you
I'm
know
guarding
what I
right
mean.
here.
I'm just making this a
I
bad
hear
episode.
not
I'm
all
not used to this many
drumsticks are
cavemen
made
at one
equal.
time.
Seriously, nothing but a bunch of fucking
A lot
Neanderthals.
of wood in here.
Woo!
Ooh, drums.
All right. And special guest Tim Allen. So the reason we're here, April 13th at Rock House, you guys are all going to be performing. Greg has no idea what that is. And let's talk a little bit about the show and how did you guys all meet? Do you remember the first show that you guys played with either one of the bands here tonight or multiple at once?
Ooh.
How did you take it?
I'm gonna go back. This one's gonna go back probably. I'm gonna say 7 years.
To 1986.
7 years.
Rewind.
And we were
Ghost Rider came out.
Atlanta was burning. We were in our infantile stages of the band. At this point, I think Andy wasn't even in the band yet at this point. And we heard these guys down the hallway at the band room at the band facility, and we were like, hey. Like, we should probably knock on their door or something. Like, they kind of sound like us. Like, that's cool. We need to get to know people. And then that's the day we met Steve Gibbons and my Steve Gibbons. I need to
Gibbons?
Unique New York. Steve Gibbons. And honestly, my life has been worse ever since. No, I'm just kidding.
Now you know how me and Freddie feel, right?
Keith, just bury that in your past.
Right. Well, we had
Wow.
joked. Yeah.
And in your ass.
Puns.
And
Big puns tonight. All around.
We were going to name the band
Hey,
Dig Up Your
Steve,
Future.
that's what lies ahead.
After
so.
that, actually. No, but in all seriousness, it definitely we didn't get a chance to play shows together for probably another, I want to say 2 years after that, maybe.
Yeah, it was a slow burn.
There was a lot of building in that, and you guys were writing a lot of music and stuff, making a lot of music that you don't even play anymore.
Yeah,
like
well,
Quest to Overcome the
And
original
Macho
version.
Nacho.
And PIP. Yep. I've still got the original demo.
Put in
Takes us back to
pornography.
playing like the
Poison and Profit?
Penises
No, it's
in
pound
vaginas.
it purple.
Penises
actually,
in
is what
penises.
PIP stands for.
It's
That's
Penis
not penis
in
and
puppies.
pussy.
It's
Sounds
all
like
it's
really
all just
bad porn.
it's all just dick jokes. This whole scene. You got PIP song names, Consume the Divide.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
just penis and fart jokes. I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying that's how you see it. I'm just seeing it like it is.
That's the
I
title.
just brought them along. I'm gonna head in on those jokes.
I'm just here for
Actually,
the
the
ride.
punchline.
He's
Freddie's a family man.
I actually got him in on this one with Freddie here. He was one of my gym mentors actually at Lifetime Fitness. And then I hear that Barrier Pass needed a bass player.
Yeah,
And I'm just kind of like, I heard this guy like plays the Star Spangled Banner for the fitness, the Lifetime Fitness. I can't remember what it was, the 4th of July event you guys had, 5K or something. And then I'm just like, wait a minute, you play bass? I know these cool ass guys you got to get hooked up with. I'm like, I barely know you, but I know they'll treat you right. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like how you're trying to convince one of your girlfriend's friends to date your own friend. You're like, look, Like I know he's a little ragged on the outside, a little haggard, but he's totally a sweetheart.
And he's got a fucking horse
Sitting
cock.
right next to you.
Heart of gold. No. This is what I'm telling Freddie. To these guys,
When
I'm like,
you met Freddie,
I was a hot, sweaty mess.
I mean,
Still is.
he doesn't look that ragged. What are you describing?
No. I was
Freddie's
talking.
pretty.
You guys are getting that wrong. I was telling him about Bury Your Past. And I'm like, they're a little rough on the outside.
Well, yeah.
But they're hearts of gold.
Okay.
Except that Steve guy.
Oh.
And then after that, there's 2 years of awesome bass playing to be had.
And then what
There's
happened?
a switch up in the lineup. We had a loss of a lead guitar player, and we were talking a lot about possibilities. Are we looking for another guitar player? Are we considering disbanding? What are we going to do? And I sat there and I said, guys, and I raised my hand. I was like,
You raised your hand? They
I-
didn't
I-
let you talk without calling on you?
I can
As we
play
all do it
guitar.
now.
He
And
spoke
then,
out of turn, but it was worth it.
yeah, it was worth it.
They let it slide
It was
one
worth
night.
I try my best. And I was like, well, how about we play on 8-string guitars? And then they were like, yeah, let's do it. So
I said,
You don't
"No,
have to
kick
raise
you
your hand
out."
here, Freddie. It's a free-for-all.
I was just for illustration.
For illustration.
It was just for illustration.
Bob's
Just
not in
setting
charge
you
here. He doesn't run the show. I
in
do.
the scene. That's right. You run the show.
I'm just the drummer.
The rest of you guys have to raise your goddamn hands, though.
What the fuck is that about? Excuse me.
Hey, I'm on spring break. I don't have to raise my hand for shit.
Perfect.
So,
Spring
so
break 99.
Keith, just to
music teacher in the house, right?
yeah.
Special ed teacher.
Special ed? Oh, I thought you taught drums too.
I also do that.
Whoa.
teaches
Multi-talented.
Right?
Right?
Crazy.
I do not.
Yeah.
You must have the patience of an
Spring
angel.
break 99.
good on you,
Thank
buddy.
you. I appreciate
Just to
that.
Good on
confirm
you,
then,
Timmy.
Keith, the first band then that you played at this table with was Bury Your Past.
No, I did not play
Well, that
in
was
Bury
the
Your Past.
No. The question was, what band did you play a
Did
show
I
with?
play a show with?
Yes.
It
Was it
definitely,
Bury Your Past?
definitely would have been Bury Your Past. Yes, to answer your question.
Okay.
I did not play in Bury Your Past.
I got that. part.
They
Okay.
haven't asked me yet, but
Oh.
I'm waiting for the day.
Wow.
He is also sitting right next to you, Keith.
Ooh.
Bob, you're out.
That's it. That's it. Great. Thanks for everything.
They voted.
Thanks for everything.
That's it.
Can we do like a featuring or something?
All right. I mean,
So,
did that
so I'm
feature,
going to
Cairo,
connect
yeah.
his band with what lies ahead right now.
Okay,
And
let's do
so, in a nutshell, so let's go back 6 years. I was on a part-time basis on a System of a Down cover band
Okay.
and or tribute band.
it. What were you called?
Disordered System.
Okay.
He was like, we were called System of a Down.
we were called the synonym of the Disordered of the Systems. So, in a nutshell, I was a fill-in guitar player, and my best friend Steve Latman was his name. He played drums in that band at the time, and Jimmy was there. Q was the keyboard player and vocalist in that band, backup vocalist, and now he's the bass player, lead singer, and Jimmy's always been the guitar player. So him and I were tag teaming. So long story
teaming, brah.
short, that's right, Eiffel Tower style. And long story short, I mean, I hear essentially that they were coming up with this "What Lies Ahead" shenanigans going on. I was like, we gotta get a gig going. You know, that's what came over me. So we connected up. Yeah, that's exactly how he sounds.
Freddie.
So that's it.
Now that he lives in Texas, he's got that drawl.
Sorry. No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, that's
good.
really the story. I'm
Oh.
pretty much done.
Freddie,
Oh.
do you remember though the serendipitous night when we played one of our Jeez Louise.
Oh my God.
Pool table down.
Yeah, Greg is drunk enough and just broke a pool table.
An entire pool table. Just
How are you you were like the skinniest dude in the room and you break the table?
how'd you even
Morgan is over here like, oh my God, we're
Sorry,
going
don't worry.
happened?
Don't worry about it. Luco literally owns this place.
What kind
It's
of
not a problem.
insurance policy?
We'll get
do
some
you guys
cinder
take
blocks.
out?
If you heard what was in the background, that is exactly why you don't sit on pool tables.
He didn't sit on it. I
'cause-
think he stood on it.
No, he leaned
He
on
may
it.
have been completely on top of it.
he may have breathed on it.
All right. Well,
Hold it.
let's
Big old leg.
ignore
Let's
that
play.
situation for
Let's
a
play a
second.
song really quick
Yeah.
and figure out why
Um,
this pool table is.
Why it's
Yeah. Let's play a track. First, let's go with a What Lies Ahead track because we are trying to connect dots here. So,
Trying desperately.
Steve, you brought a track tonight that you said was newly recorded, but it's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, we're actually, I don't think a lot of people know, we're actually in the process of redoing our first album. We love the music on it so much. We love playing it live, but 4 years ago, what we had available to us wasn't exactly great as far as recording and production-wise. So we're going to go back now, and we're going to reissue that whole album kind of
Nice.
better. I think it sounds
So
better.
exciting.
So what we got here tonight is
A broken pool table.
a broken pool table. That's the name. No, it's the title track off the first album.
And it is totally appropriate for the situation right now.
It's called The Damage Left in Your Wake.
Damn it, Gregory.
And it's completely
About Greg and this pool table right now.
remastered.
Oh my God. Epic. Here we go. This is What Lies Ahead.
Change the lyrics.
Broken dreams that they forget. Bittersweet melodies that make regret. You give up when there is none and quickly cast aside. Take what you need from each one to fill your empty mind. Leaving all the past around, your misery is spread. And finally we don't follow the heart that you have bred. Incomplete, replacing time will not help. Disregard civility and depression. You give up when there is none and quickly cast aside. Take what you need from each one to fill your heart and mind. Living all the lost sorrow, your misery is spread. And blindly we all follow the heart that you have bred. You have bred.
Hey everybody, this is Endostalgia at the Metal Experience, and our music will make you shit your pants.
Right, we are back. I'm Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze and members of BandFam from the April 13th Rock House show going down. We had the first track just played of the night from What Lies Ahead. That was The Damage Left in Our Wake.
And really quick, Greg is not dead. He just
He's
broke
still
a pool
here.
table.
That's fine.
I broke a pool table.
Retard. All right.
Thank you.
So you were
Thanks for that
re-recording that album, Steve. And
Yep.
and where are you recording that album at?
We're just doing it on our own. The beauty of computers
Free.
and technology and
Free.
Q's vocals on that though are still from the original album, which is cool.
Nice.
But everything else is new.
I loved it.
We used the skin or the bones of the
Ooh.
old song, and just kind of redid everything.
We used
bit
the
by bit.
skin of the old
The
song.
skin is for me. I keep that.
It's his Halloween costume.
So we kept the skin. We removed all the bones.
We don't need those.
No muscles.
The flesh is what's the important part that goes over my lamp.
So we've connected Atlanta's Burning with Bury Your Past and Bury Your Past with What Lies Ahead. Let's get to Fool's Brew and how you fall into the mix with these boys.
Yeah, Tim.
Nah.
All right, next question.
Next question.
So I want to say it was 2017 when we were put on a show at the Underground Lounge up in Chicago
Lounge, yep.
with What Lies Ahead, Bullet to the Heart, and somebody else. I can't think of it.
Leverage.
Leverage. Oh, yeah.
Leverage.
So that was the first time I saw What Lies Ahead.
leverage? No, leverage.
The rage is capitalized. It's leverage.
LEVRAGE. Anyway, yeah, we played the show with them, and we got we just hit it off right off the bat. Steve hated me immediately, as I did to he.
Whose kit was better?
It was hate at first sight.
It was hate at first sight.
Whose kit was better? I like that. Whose snare sounded better?
I think leverage.
I don't know. You just meet good dudes sometimes, and we were there till the end of the night, just partying with them and
meeting
drinking,
good
and
dudes.
like sometimes you just meet good dudes, you know.
There's
I
nothing
hear-
but,
you know
nothing
what,
but
though?
good dudes.
And then I don't know how long after that it was, but I watched these guys play the most badass show ever. So Penny Road, they have a setup on the roof, like a full.
Oh yeah, I remember.
They
Show
have a
gets
full
brought up so
board
many
and PA
times, and
and
every time
everything.
it makes me cry.
On the roof?
We went up on the roof to see Fool's Brew, me and Q, and they're up there jamming and whatever, and it started fucking raining, and they kept going, and then it was pouring, and they're just jamming. It was the most badass thing I've ever seen in my life. Just like a quick flash of lightning in the background while Fool's Brew is just destroying the roof of Penny Road Pub. It's the most unique thing I've ever seen.
We all lived. Nobody got killed. Luckily, that was all. You know,
equipment got damaged?
you talk about no equipment got damaged. They covered the soundboard,
They had a
but
sheet
we
that
kept
surrounded
going anyway, and it was done within maybe like a minute, so it wasn't really that bad.
For that 60 seconds.
And
For
but
that
that
60
that was
seconds, though.
probably one of the most fun I've ever had at a show. Was playing in the rain like that.
So that rooftop show, Morgan was like, "We got to go." I'm like, "Oh, but I have hockey, so I can't." So after I had hockey, Morgan stayed home. I mean, listen, you can go wherever you want. Fuck it. After my buddy was like, "Hey, what do you want to do? You want to get some beers?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's a fucking show at Penny Road Pub." So we went to Penny Road Pub and watched you guys
No,
play.
that's not what happened.
That's
Luco.
exactly what
No,
happened.
He said he went with Dan because Dan was like, "Oh, we should check out Penny Road. There's a band there that I want to see." Luco didn't know there was a show going on the
perfect.
roof, and then there was you
don't-
guys playing on the roof, and
I
he
don't
says
like
to me
it
this
when
video
Mommy
was
and
like,
Daddy
"God
fight."
damn it! I knew Alethea was there in Fool's Brew." I was like, "You motherfucker!"
you know
there
whose
without
first
me.
show that was that same night? Synovial.
Really
That was their first show ever as that group.
nice.
So
I don't know. I don't even remember
That was
when we
pretty.
got there.
Steve's like, "Fuck, no."
I missed them. I didn't know
I
that.
you guys missed. Yeah, they were the opening band.
Also, another good group of guys.
I just remember getting there and
We
just
got there right at
start
the end of
slamming
Alethea, I
beers. Had to catch up.
No, because
I was-
Alethea closed.
I was very upset. All
I
right.
had a great time though. Morgan was pissed, but I had a great time.
So that's our connection with What Lies Ahead. A few months going into 2018, right before we left for tour, we did like an all-day local showcase, and What Lies Ahead was on there. So was Bury Your Past, and Atlanta's Burning was also on there. And that was the first time I actually met you
Was
guys.
that
Springfest?
at Springfest?
No, that was at the Forge. This was in March. It was a Sunday show.
Oh, yeah.
It was literally the Sunday before we left for tour that week.
Load-in was at noon.
Yeah, load-in was at noon. And the whole thing ended by like midnight.
Midnight, yep.
But yeah,
I remember.
you know what? Atlanta's Burning. No, Bury Your Past had Atlanta's Burning's Your Other Guitarist.
Yeah, that was the one gig I didn't make.
Yeah, Freddie couldn't be there.
Having 2 kids is rough sometimes.
Well, you got to keep it in the pants, then, you idiot.
Play that show. I remember because I was out of
Keith,
the
I don't
state.
think you were there.
You
I
were
was
there.
out of the state.
I don't think they were there.
Yeah, because then it was just Al filled in for him.
Yeah, no, I think the show that you're talking about is the one. I think that was our.
Tim,
first
I think
time
you're
at the
blending
Ford.
2 Ford shows together.
I am.
definitely,
I was like,
yes.
'cause,
I am. You're
Totally,
correct.
totally,
Yeah, because during that
That was
show,
a
I was
bigger-
actually in
totally.
Virginia.
Virginia.
That's right.
The March one we were on, and you guys were on,
Yeah,
and Freddie was there, and
Freddie
then
was-
there was
Freddie
another
wasn't
one
that
in
one, yeah.
June
There's one
That was
later
that
on.
we
Freddie
weren't
was-
on,
right.
that you guys were on.
we were at Fool's Brew and Barry Pass.
Yeah.
And we took Al
Al did
to
amazing.
help us out.
Al did a fantastic job.
Absolutely, love you, Al. Love you, big boy.
Band fam all around. We fill in for each other when we need them.
That's how we do.
See.
But yeah, totally, man. I think
Still
the
waiting
first
for my-
time seeing
be
Fool's
asked.
Brew, that was. I just totally missed that. What the fuck happened?
We all fill in for each other. Like, I'm still waiting to be asked.
Oh!
Keith, I'm with you, buddy.
Sorry, repetition is
That's-
the best comedy.
Yeah, there you go. That's the ugly guy who doesn't get asked to dance or
Oh,
something.
Freddie, though.
Oh,
No, it's the ugly guy that's working the volunteer check-in booth.
no, that's actually me. That's actually my story. No, just playing with Fool's Brew that first time at the Forge. That was just super chilling experience. Same thing. That Steve's talking about over here. Just once the keg was out, like, what the fuck are you guys gonna do with that thing? Are you gonna blow into it? And but then I saw a baseball bat.
Gonna blow into it.
So they started
I'm
blowing
trying
into
to
it.
think outside the box here. I don't know what's going to happen, but then
You
they
can't,
brought
though,
up
because
the
the keg was
bat.
inside
Are
a
they
box.
starting a new
Yeah,
sport
it
or
was
something?
unreal, though. It was unfucking.
It was
real.
definitely a folk band. That thing was just gonna.
We thought
No,
they were
but
a Mumford and Sons cover band.
Yeah, that's Jarrett's side gig, by the way.
Pulls a banjo.
He plays the keg.
Oh man, no, but it was.
I
just
heard
an
Slipknot's
awesome,
looking
awesome.
for another one of those.
I thought about inquiring.
Ouch. Too
To be honest
soon.
with you, I thought about inquiring.
Oh yeah, you get paid pretty good. I mean,
I don't know, does he?
I guess he
Maybe.
doesn't.
Not anymore.
That's why he left.
It won't pay me. I'm out.
cost of living
It's
is
like,
what's-
but really, all you do is nothing.
You do nothing.
You're pretty obsolete in that band. You could cut out like 4 members of that band, and they would sound
You
exactly
need,
the
you need
same.
5 of them. You need 5. That's it. And we'd be fine.
Man, that jazz band upstairs is killing it right
Killing
now.
it.
Yeah.
My soul.
Nice job, guys. Trumpet's blowing out the water.
Hey, Freddie, do you remember,
I
though?
wonder if they need a keg baseball battist.
Do you remember we played our first show at Brower House with Atlanta is Burning? And that's the night we met Atlanta is Burning, and Freddie was in the crowd. Because
This is correct.
who were you there to see AIB? And we
I
met
was.
Freddie that night and found out that he was in Barrier Pass. Like
This
all
is
in one
all
night.
accurate information. Yes. And then we exchanged numbers, and then I took him.
We
out
went
and
on a
bought him
few
beer.
dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't go well.
So
That's why you came with Tim, right?
That's when I found Steve Gibbons.
The big red.
How do we move past this?
where do we even go
Yeah,
now?
where do we go at this point? What's the next question?
My next question is really quick. I wanted to touch on hashtag BandFam. How did you create this slogan and kind of start booking under?
I take no credit for creating BandFam. I've seen that used everywhere.
Well, you should though.
That's why we put BandFam United, because I feel like I see a lot of people use BandFam, and that's cool. But like, we are closer than that. I think this group of 4 bands, we don't just play shows together. We all, yeah, we touch tips. All of us, just
My
in a
God,
big
Luco.
Just never.
As soon as you
cross
said that, I
streams,
felt a
man.
gentle caress on my thigh.
like Captain Planet. We all put our tips together and barrier pass. No.
No, it's Earth.
Say my name. Say my name.
But I mean, we hang out, like we party at each other's houses. Like we have like a BandFam barbecue, which is cool. I mean, there is not a show that one of these bands is gonna play that we're not all also at. Like if we're not also playing it, which I mean, and it's not just us though too. Like the guys in Sound of Fire are awesome. They're a band that goes out there and supports, and they're at a ton of shows. There's a lot of guys who do it, but we've just over time have just grown closer from doing it so much together. Yeah, I don't see it a lot, so I think it's rare, and I think we should celebrate that. I also needed a name for my booking promotion, so it sounded good.
Yeah, so you have a page now, BandFam United, and that's what this show's booked under on April 13th. So real quick before we play the next track of the night, let's just shout out the details of what's going down so people can just start to process it. April 13th, where, how much, ages, time, all that fun stuff.
Yep, 4/13. It's a Saturday night. We're at Rock House in West Dundee, Illinois. What Lies Ahead's going to be there. Barrier Pass, Fool's Brew, Atlanta is burning. Right now you can get $10 tickets in advance online. There is definitely a Facebook page for it. You can go to rockhouse.com and get those tickets. Of course, obviously you can walk up day of. They're $13. It's an all ages show, which is rare for us.
Bring your
maybe,
kids.
You know, we don't find that a lot. Everyone's immediately like, when you ask to book a show, they're like, all right, but it's got to be 21 or over because you guys fucking suck and kids don't need to hear this shit. And we're like, fine, we'll do it.
Devil shit.
You drive a hard bargain, sir.
Awesome. Well, let's play a Barrier Pass track tonight. What did you guys bring? Well, what did Steve send me? Because I was expecting Gibbons and Bob showed up. So, and then Freddie.
Oh, Bob.
The biggest letdown.
I know.
Like, where's Gibbons?
Usually
Oh, well,
how
Bob's
it
here.
goes. Like,
Bob's
I guess
here.
Bob's here. It's
Oh, the
usually-
Bobinator.
It's usually how it is.
The Bobinator.
Better be at the
That's
next
okay.
show.
The Bob and Hammer.
The Bobster.
It's okay. Freddie
it's like
made
that
up
because
for it.
I didn't raise my hand.
The mayor of Babaquiddick.
Yeah,
I couldn't see you
Bob
if you
remains
tried.
silent.
Or Freddie, you pick. You pick.
I personally.
What did he send you though?
What did,
I have
what did he
everything
send
off
you?
of civil
Oh,
disobedience.
there you go.
Yeah, there
Okay.
we go. Yeah.
Any
Obviously,
song off
yeah.
of that, I'm happy with.
Freddie, you got to be more
There you
specific.
go.
Yeah,
Can it be
Vermin.
Vermin?
Pick a goddamn song.
Let's
It should
play
be
Vermin.
Vermin.
In about
Vermin.
1 minute and 10 seconds into the song, it's the sickest fucking riff on the whole album.
All right.
in my
You'll just
opinion.
want to break a pool table.
So we're going with Vermin, right?
Vermin.
All right, here we go. Off of civil disobedience, here is Bury Your Past song, Vermin.
Stand so proud and powerful, your colors shining bright. The righteous champion of the world, your image mesmerized. Lies, lies and the way cannot grasp, you can't cleanse your mind. I'll push you to there's no turning back, I'm under attack. Here is your story, here are the fucking facts. Vision of murder, chaos eternal, this idea of where I'm going, the world will never be the fucking same again. Trust, you will remember me. This is strike on your enemy. Only what's left will be lying aside. The must conform, that must replay. The only ones left will be innocent. Take me back to where we were before it drives a massacre. Once full of hope, now in despair. I just want to be whole again. The pledge to you, if you're wide open, you turn your back. In return, the faith has done the outer way. The state of mind take me back to where we were before it drives a massacre. Once full of hope, now in despair. I just want to be whole again. A pledge to you, if you're wide open, turn your back. In return, the faith has done the outer way. The state of mind bury me in the distance. Deep breaths, let it in. Tear my mind into pieces. Just watch me fall apart.
I'm Meredith.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
And we are Victims. And you're listening to The Metal Experience. Check out our full-length album, Volume 2, Inside the Mind, available everywhere.
Hey! You! Listening to this podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything, like movies, music, television, and more? Oh my God! Well, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
All right, we are back once again. I am Morgan Danielle with a senseless Luco Blaze, and we are here with
Senseless.
the BandFam United
You
April
have no
13th
senses.
lineup at Rock House.
Drinking that
Members-
blue.
Members of Atlanta's Bernie, Barrier Pass, Fool's Brew, and What Lies Ahead. That was a Barrier Pass track off of Civil Disobedience. Vermin. Da, 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 da. All right.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi. All right. So my next question for you guys, and we'll have to go around the table, since this is almost all drummers and Freddie dabbles.
And Freddie.
Freddie dabbles.
Freddie
That's
dabbles.
his last name, Freddie Dabbles.
I was going to ask you guys what technique or what do you like about each other's drumming style the most? Like what stands out when you watch each other play?
Oh, this is bullshit. They all suck.
Are you exiting the show now or later?
Nope, Steve just left.
I'm gonna get
another
get
two-
out of here before I get
find
jumped.
another
I give it.
break it.
Hey, I'll tell you right now. I'll start. Keith. Well, Keith is a monster. He, but literally, he hits his drums so goddamn hard. but that's the way I feel like in metal. That's the way you should be playing your drum
Right.
kit. You know, like I want to hear that shit, even if it's not mic'd. I want to be able to hear that snare crack through, and I want to be able to feel the kick drum. And Keith makes sure that shit happens every time.
Damn
On top
right.
of his beautiful singing voice.
Right, and then
You have
he's
a
singing
gorgeous
like
voice,
that
Keith.
to begin with. Like,
Oh, can we just say fuck him?
Yeah,
That's he does it all so well and so
it's-
perfect.
so
fuck you, Keith.
Angelic
No, it's
voice,
amazing.
it's
It
where all
really
the
is.
jealousy
blood
comes from.
curdling rhythm. Like what the heck?
But he's beating the shit out of him, but he's so accurate at the same time. And Keith is just like a fill master. Like
Yeah.
if you pay
Oh
attention,
my God.
it's Fill City. But it's not, it's not like overdone. They're great fills. And like when you hear Keith drum, you know it's Keith drumming.
I see you, man.
Yep. Bob over here. Bob is on the same level with me as far as like listening to some more like progressive music and progressive metal. So he can appreciate the odd time signatures and counts, and Barrier Pass incorporates that into their music. And even if you just slightly deviate from 4/4, it's still hard. It's still hard to count. People don't realize that. They just know what the song sounds like, probably because they're listening to the guitar. But if you were just, not Barrier Pass specifically, but music in odd measures,
They're listening to other music at that point.
It's Barry Pass.
But
Change it.
Bob does it seamlessly too, where you're not quite sure if he's doing an odd measure or not, and that's the point of it. It's still musical, so that's what I appreciate about Bob and his drumming style.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
You want some more wine?
Timmy over here has some of the best footwork that I'm super jealous of.
Absolutely.
He can do 30-second notes like on a double bass just effortlessly, it looks like, and for an extended period of time.
And you're not even direct drive either, are you? Like you're not even direct with triggers. You're
No,
just
just a
all
chain-
natural
yeah.
fucking chain
Well,
drive.
I have a
Natural,
trigger on
baby.
there. That's it.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I could do that. I can do 30-second notes like that.
You know, I was told at a very young age, they're like, just practice control.
No,
and speed will
it-
come in time.
it doesn't.
And then I go and I watch these guys play, and I'm just like, I've been playing for 20 fucking years.
I'm waiting for the speed.
I've been doing it
goddammit.
all
When does
wrong.
the talent show up?
I'm doing my part. Fuck.
Man, I don't know what to say after that, Steve.
It's just how I feel.
I know. Like
I understand
I feel
the
like we gotta go
physics.
cuddle
That's
or
what it
something
is.
now.
We already got the wine.
Well, we've already complimented you all. Now I just want to know what's the most embarrassing thing that you've seen each other do on stage.
Oh boy.
Or caught a moment that they might have not thought was embarrassing that you found hysterical.
Embarrassing.
Keith at the revival last year, he's looking at me. Well, I don't know if it was embarrassing for me. He puts his hat on backwards and just starts smiling like an idiot, pretending to be me how I drum. So that was nice. Thanks, Keith.
Oh yeah.
He is the happiest drummer I've ever seen. It's almost like watching the Dead Milkmen, but like the metal version. It's the happiest drummer ever
That's hilarious.
with a backwards hat.
I like doing it.
I like doing it.
Yeah, it's tough not to look at Steve when he's playing because he's getting these like silly, just jovial faces, which as he should be. I mean, he is playing music.
Half
right?
the time I can't see him because
He's doing it for the
set-
ladies.
His giant set is just covering
I
him
love
up.
how Bob interjects, says the man with like his tongue out of his mouth the whole show.
Bob looks at every time he'll play a fill-in, he looks at the drum like it just shit in his Cheerios.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking get this, Tom.
Like
So
he just
mad.
Looks at his head shakes. He gives you the little like.
So mad.
Like it looked at him the wrong way.
It's just like here it comes.
I'm gonna beat you.
Oh man, it's I look at it just kind of
That China symbol gets it.
Fucking beaten now. You want this beaten, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
Which is why we need Taco Burrito King.
You want my hard? You want my hardwood?
I'm just happy that you guys weren't there for the most embarrassing shit.
What was it, Keith?
Shit your pants mid
Keith,
set.
we can't hear
Mike.
you.
There's actually evidence of this, but photo evidence, I believe. But we played a show at actually where you guys did your CD release party at.
Oh, Livewire?
At the Livewire Lounge, right? And it was the very first time we ever played there. And of course, being the fucking sweaty gorilla I am, I always bring a stage set of clothes. So like when later after the set, when people are like, "Oh, you did so great, give me a hug," it's like I've already toweled off and put on deodorant and fresh clothes, and I'm dry and clean and not disgusting. So on stage, I wear a different set of clothing, and what I did was made the mistake of leaving it at home. Ooh. So I'm like, okay, cool, it's cold outside. I'm wearing jeans and a hoodie and whatever, and I can't drum in like jeans or pants. I don't know why I can't. I don't even wear shoes. I cannot drum in pants. So to remedy this problem, I went down to we were in the city, of course, and I walked down to Walgreens and I bought a shirt that just said Chicago on it. Because whatever, I had no fucking choice. But I found zero pants, no shorts, no nothing in the
no
entire
pants
place.
at Walgreens?
But I could have bought a Chicago hat and a Chicago shirt, and I could have bought a shot glass too if I wanted, but I just went for the shirt. So I'm going back to the venue and I'm just like, shit, I don't know what to do. And I popped the trunk on the car. And my wife's got her yoga pants in there.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
Long story short,
He wore the yoga pants the
ass
rest
had
of the
to look
night.
so
dude.
And he still owns them to this day.
My wife made the comment. She was rather embarrassed. And I'm just like, I couldn't believe the stretchiness of these pants was astounding.
They feel good, right?
But
Your crotch must look awesome.
I mean, I don't know. They cup you like you've never felt before. That's all I can say.
Bob goes,
Like, you're just sitting there. I mean, you're kind of sitting there doing double kicks, and you're like, well, this is exciting.
Yeah, other things are doing double kicks, man.
Would it
Shit.
be easy to say that
So
that
tell
was
us
the
what
best
happened
show?
at the end of that show.
He didn't want to stand up.
At the end of that show, I just went and changed. Like, I just fucking
You didn't stand
exit
up with
stage
a
left.
You didn't stand up with a huge heart on.
Yeah, I just grabbed the biggest drum I could, held it in front of me, and walked off stage.
He grabbed
You
grabbed
didn't
his
see
smallest
anything.
tom-tom to cover it up.
Your heads are clear. They could see
It's a
it.
bass
So
drum
grab a
beater.
cymbal.
It was a 4-inch.
It was a bass drum beater.
It's a mallet. Yeah.
It's a brush.
Paid good money to see that.
Oh man. Yeah, are there pictures? Are there pictures of this?
Keith and
No,
spandex.
I hope not. There might be, actually. I saw some of the girls giggling and doing whatever, but I'm like,
yes.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, they were like a fucking glove, dude. I was like, this is different. This is different.
Secure.
I know why they did
This house is secure, man.
If he's thinking about it, no, Luco, you may never wear my yoga pants.
Already did.
already have.
Ew. You know, I did notice they were a little bit bigger last time I put them on.
In the
Stretched
ass.
him out. In the ass. I'm all ass, baby.
His favorite pair of sweatpants to wear is actually his younger sister's raggedy gray sweatpants.
From like 8th grade.
You could have
And
just
I
stopped
stole them
younger
I don't
sisters
understand how they
and
fit
we
him.
could play with that.
It's
don't.
weird and awkward.
They don't.
Half
They-
of
they
one of the
can't.
like ankle parts is missing.
They go up to
He's
his
weird.
knees.
Yeah, right?
Anyway,
They're capris.
They're capris.
Yeah.
so around the table one more time. If you were to cover a song by somebody at this table, one of the songs, drum wise, or Freddie, whatever instrument you want to pick up for that song, what song would you want to cover by another band at this table? That you don't know already how to play, if you know how to play everybody else's songs.
I was just.
I honestly, I'd say my number one choice would be probably the original version of Quest to Overcome by Bury Your Past, because it has a small, like, I hold a place in my heart. They rewrote the song completely, but they actually gave me the original demo of it just so I could play it, and then I'll play it whenever I see Yatsik. And then he frowns every time.
You suck.
And I'm like, dude, the intro, this song was so fucking good. But The Parade by Fool's Brew is pretty fucking sick.
Stole my answer.
Can I chime in
Stole
real
my
quick?
answer,
I want to
man.
play any song by Fool's Brew that features the whacking hard off the keg.
Yeah.
I just want to whack
That's
your
none of
keg.
them.
That's none of
None of them. I just want to whack your keg.
Everybody's that. Even my wife. My wife loves Fool's Brew.
They're going in a different direction. No keg.
She definitely is a big fan girl, and she's like, I want to go. Like, she told me after a show, she's like, I want to hit the keg. I want to do it. And I'm like, so this was months later, and I was talking with Jared on Facebook, and I was just like, honey, would you want to come up and hit the keg one time? Like, do ever a song? Like, maybe for the Faceless or something? I'm like, you could do, And she's like, don't you fucking do that to me. Don't you do that to me. And I'm just like, you said you wanted to do it. I'm like, I can make this happen for you.
make this happen.
I can make dreams come alive.
I know people, babe. I know people.
My people will call your people.
I remember my first rush playing drums on stage with a band. One of the bands that we had come on years ago called Tomorrow Has Arrived. We saw them play at Mike's Love and Music long time ago. This is probably
Morgan played the bongos.
2012,
Them
2013 or something.
bongos.
Yeah, I got up there and I played the bongos. And I was fucking
the-
wasted, but
the
apparently I did
goofiest
really
smile on her face. She was shithoused.
Is that when you knew, Luca?
It was great. I loved it. It's fun. It's fun to beat things.
That's why I knew I had to get her bongos for Christmas. So
I never got them.
Never got 'em, but you got a bottle of alcohol with that too.
Yeah, Mike, if you're out there, shout out to you, buddy, for the old times.
Cheers. All right, Freddie, what do you got? Silence. All right,
Atlanta
Bob.
is burning. Atlanta is burning. The song.
Whoa,
on
the actual
drums.
song.
For me,
Title
for me
drum.
to play drums on that song, not guitar.
Oh.
That would be my cover. I would like to be a fill-in for Keith on that song.
On what song?
Atlanta's burning.
Oh, okay.
the titular
The
track.
titular track.
The titular.
I just heard the. Okay, I get it now.
Do you want to do that at the 13th show?
No, we both know.
That's what we're gonna do.
I mean,
we're all
I
gonna
would
jump
be okay
bands
with
and
that,
we're gonna
but-
play everybody else's
Drummer
band.
roulette.
No,
Drummer
like
roulette.
I'm totally cool with that. But the thing is,
I'm
the
gonna play for
reality is
Bury Your
Andy-
Past. Steve's gonna
Andy
play in
and,
Fool's Brew.
Carlene
Just
are
all pull
plan-
from a hat or
plan
something.
freaks. They would not let that
Who's
happen.
the drummer
They're
hat?
like, he hasn't even been to one rehearsal. I mean, come on. This is not.
Freddie,
What?
that's why you don't tell them, and you just appear behind the
We're
kid.
on a radio station.
We'll plan it. We'll help you plan it.
I will fake sickness.
Oh, I'm sick during this one song.
Oh, my God. Sick in my
Guys,
God.
I'm so dizzy. I got to take a song off. I'm dying over here. Let me get some
You
water.
just hold up your
about
sticks.
Freddie,
3.5
You
minutes.
just hold up your sticks. You point to Freddie, and he comes up, and you hand him over, and your band just watches, and then you're like, peace.
Do it.
Right. Sometimes you just ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Exactly. See?
Exactly.
See?
That's
He gets it.
facts.
It'll
Facts
be okay,
machine.
Freddie. I promise.
Every
Bob,
time.
you're next.
Every time.
Well, Keith stole my answer with the parade, but I would definitely just kind of going around the table. Definitely the parade. I I'd like to mess around with What a Wicked Thing to Say. That one always makes me
Stole
want
my
to punch
thing,
the
you
I
bald
got you,
asshole.
son of a bitch. I got
You
you.
bald motherfucker.
And I'd also like to mess around with Quiet, too. The faster, the better. Hello, what is that? What rhymes with bread?
What rhymes with
That's
bread?
the real name.
It is. Well, I always wanted to play Slug with Barrier Pass, and I actually did at Top Fuel last year, which was amazing.
God, that was fun. That
But
was
I-
a lot of fun. that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad you did that, too. That was
Bob
so
was on
great.
backup vocals. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was cool.
But if I had to pick one now that I haven't done with them, I'd definitely Lost Imagined. It's slower for them and more feely.
More feely.
You're cut off from wine tonight, Steve. You're just making this so emotional for us.
It's so feely.
What a wiener.
What a wiener.
Touchy feely.
All I gotta say is that from 4 minutes to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, that is like the best Deftones ripoff I've ever heard. I'm kidding. I'm actually joking. I actually
Shots
that's
have
my-
been
that's
fired.
my
The
favorite
gloves
part
are
of the whole
off.
song. I was listening to. Hold on. I actually was listening to it today and took a picture of it on my phone because I was going to share it on Facebook.
BandFam Unite
I will
just
show
became
you.
BandFam Destroyed.
Because this is a thing we do. We just it's a circle jerk. So we just like take pictures of each other's CDs while they're playing in our cars.
But after
check
tonight,
it out. What's the
13
fucking minute
I
mark
thought
on
you were going
that
to say
bastard?
wieners.
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
dude, no, I haven't.
4 minutes.
You're not on that.
4 minutes, because that's right when it starts. From 4 minutes to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That section is amazing. It was brilliant.
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 Fucking
All right, Tim.
So for me, I also created a list of the other three bands. The first one is Toxicity by System of a Down. No, I'm just messing with you.
Nice. Outstanding.
You mean the cover band?
He wants to
Yes.
he wants to
I'm sorry,
cover-
Distorted Systems.
We learned that at 14 years old.
Yeah, so did I. It was not good.
30 years ago.
Yeah. All right. So from Atlanta is Burning, I have to also say a Wicked Things to Say.
The Parade by Fool's Brew.
The Parade by Fool's Brew.
Nice.
No, actually, if I had to pick my own song that I always love playing, it's Unbound. Definitely Unbound. That, and then if you go old school, Retribution Mine. It's probably my other favorite one. From What Rhymes with Head, The Exile. That's a fun one.
I wrote that song.
Yeah, I wrote that song. No, you didn't. And Bury It in the Ass, I have to say, actually, the song. I would actually have to say the song that Morgan just played, Vermin. Fucking love it.
Vermin.
Absolutely. It's, like, I love doing gallops and just fucking goofy shit in the foot. I mean,
Goofy shit in the
in the
foot.
foot. Yeah, isn't that the best way to say it?
New Fool's
Come
Brew
on.
T-shirt available.
Goofy shit in the foot. New album.
Luco's a vocalist. He doesn't understand drummer terms.
Goofy shit in the foot.
That's a drummer
Swivel,
thing.
swivel.
This next one's called.
And that's gonna be our signature secret track.
You can't get it removed. You have to get it removed surgically. The shit out of your foot.
The
Yeah.
goofy
No.
shit. Otherwise known as gout.
Gout. Ooh, the goofy shit in your foot.
Or gangrene, yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so the next track up that we've got, let's play Atlanta's Burning. Keith, your pick. Which song would you want?
You know what?
Wicked
Be
Things
it,
to
be
Say.
it that they didn't choose the song. I want to choose the song that I feel is my favorite song drumming wise. And
Is it Stelzy?
no, actually, the most difficult one I feel I ever wrote was Right Where I Want You.
All right.
So let's hear Right Where I Want You.
Oh, she doesn't have it.
Where I want you.
Ooh, actually, it's the only one I don't have.
Turns out you guys never
It's called
recorded.
Ghost Rider by Nicolas Cage.
Trying.
I want you guys to listen to the drums, though. Listen to the drums.
Somehow I don't have that one.
Really? Okay, all right. Then number 2 is Technicolor. 100%
The one that
Technicolor.
you gave me.
That was my
That
second.
I
shit.
also don't have that
That
one.
the breakdown part at the end, like I don't I that's my like the favorite thing I've ever written ever on drums.
All right, Technicolor by Atlanta is Burning.
I gave it everything I had.
This is Justin.
This is Dustin.
Austin's J&D.
Of the so-called Saints.
Or so-called Sense.
Tell your boys.
Or smell your boys.
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
Boom.
Hey, come check out Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host Ben and
Austin.
We are on every Thursday morning
with tips on how to be a more efficient racist.
No, we don't do that.
Also, best ways to bag your sister in the sack.
No, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Also, we do impressions.
We don't do that either. We do have some buttons that we push sometimes.
What? And black people.
Anyways, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and everywhere you get a podcast.
You can find us closest to your nearing burning cross.
No, you can't. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at STM Podcast. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Woo! That was an Atlanta is Burning track. That was Technicolor.
Drink
super
out.
tasty. Super tech. I watched you drum while I listened to the drums, so I knew exactly what you were doing.
Yeah, my snare drum sounds exactly like the back of my cell phone, so I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, it sounds perfect. Perfect. Morgan?
Nice.
Yeah.
I need to get some more blue drank.
All right.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
Woo! All right. This week and every week brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. We have Kronos Resistor from Davenport, Iowa. And Keith, how do you pronounce the vagina word? Pronounce it as incorrectly as possible.
That is vagary. Vagary. It's kind of like Calgary.
It's kind of like
vagary.
Vagary. And then the band also has a music video for this song up on the YouTubes. So Kronos Resistor with the song
Vagary.
Let's do it.
Hey yo, it's Troy Adams from the podcast Wrestling Society. Every single Wrestling Wednesday, we bring you brand new episodes where we review the best and worst of professional wrestling eras of the past, as well as the biggest current events in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. Search for us on YouTube, where we have hilarious WWE Network watch-alongs, reviews of terrible shows, and other great content. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PodRes Society, and we're available on all podcast platforms. Come join the Society.
Woo! That was Chronos Resistor from Davenport, Iowa, with the song Vagary. And that song is also, they have a music video for it on the YouTubes. Hey-o!
They are looking to play a show in Chicago this summer, so if you guys are interested, hit them up on Facebook. We'll tag them tomorrow.
I know a guy that actually kind of puts shows
Yeah,
together.
I
think it's hashtag BandFam United.
Yeah. They want to play a show this
that guy's a
summer.
douchebag.
You should get them on.
Get in
They'd be
his
cool.
DMs.
But I won't tell you what to do.
You can't tell me what to do.
I won't. I'm not.
Not the boss of me.
I'm not. Not
You
at
want
all.
to play the biggest stages? Steve Smith.
So really quickly, let's catch up with everybody's band really quick. I know a couple of bands have been on here more recent than others, so let's go around and say what's been going on with the band. What news do you got? What other shows are coming up?
Well, we got a few things.
What band are you in?
Who
are
you?
I
can't see
Hold
you,
on.
Bob.
First off,
I
you didn't raise your hand. I don't see you raising your hand.
You can't see him at all.
Okay.
See what I
Yes,
see what I
Bob.
did though? You see what I
Bob,
did?
Freddie, you're fine. Bob,
See, I gotta learn this hand raising thing.
You're a goddamn teacher.
I know. Shit. I know. You should. I'm
Keith,
just
you have a
gonna
question?
stop.
I really hope your kids, I really hope your kids.
Nobody
listen to
raised their
this.
fucking hands anymore. Right? They just shout shit.
Bob, I
man.
really hope that your kids listen to this podcast because
Oh,
this
yeah.
would be great.
Oh yeah.
She
This
likes
is
just
Especially your
obedience
principal.
and a little bit of discipline.
something she doesn't get at home. Oh my god.
Honey, I love you.
Jesus
you don't know me.
I like to party.
We like to party.
We'll buy a pinball machine tonight.
Oh man, no. Well, we got a couple surprises for folks at Rock House. We got a couple new tunes we're gonna bring to the table. We are looking to get some recording done very soon, and we are also, let's see, a couple other surprises that are yet to be revealed. So I will just leave it there.
Do you agree with that, Freddie?
Mystery.
He's leaving it too much up to like an abstraction.
That's the idea.
And that is what I'm going to
Because
leave it
it's
to because he's
guessing.
like, don't say so much because everyone's got a surprise these days. Stay tuned. We're just the kind of band we play music. We have a good time.
We have a no cologne.
So Bob's lying to us.
No, Bob's not lying.
Bob's not lying. We do. We are.
It's misdirection. They have nothing.
Bob's
Bob is putting the band.
We've released 6 songs. We have 5 songs that we're working on, and we are creating one more, and that will be the second half of our full-length album. So recording is around the corner. No bones about it. But everyone's making new stuff. At this moment, I'm writing music in my head, so whatever. So talk is cheap. Let's have some fun.
I don't believe you.
What a great motto.
I love you, Freddie.
Did you just cut a promo?
Love you.
I'll see you at WrestleMania. Sunday.
You know what's
You
hilarious?
bought the whole seat, but you only.
You guys
need
won't
the
know until you
edge.
listen to this, but the sweeper before we came in was from the podcast Wrestling
Perfect.
Bumper.
Hey.
So
Amazing.
you
Hell
guys
yeah.
just kind of knew what to do. That's fucking
That
hilarious.
worked out perfectly. Perfect.
We're united for a
Alright.
reason.
So Tim's been cheating on us, actually. We made him VIPs, and then he went off and did a bunch of other interviews thinking they were all hot shit.
I don't know
I've
what
been
you're
reading
talking
these
about.
online and just, look, we talked to these people. We talked to these. I thought we were.
But they're all typed out.
I
None
thought
of them were
I
recorded,
thought you guys
except
were our
one.
VIPs. What the fuck you doing?
We are always your VIP, Morgan.
I'm kidding.
Just Morgan, not
No,
Lugo.
it was great.
That's fine.
It's great.
Greatest movie ever.
Lugo's too
I
worried
thought it was
about,
hilarious, though.
Lugo
that
was too worried about saying vagary.
Vagary.
He likes to party.
I just like to
No,
party.
so since we made the cold
VIP
trek
list.
up to Luco's house.
My basement, my dungeon.
During the polar vortex. We actually did that. We
Things
played
got rowdy.
It did. We played a show at the House of Blues in February, and that was just absolutely amazing.
There's some really cool pictures from that show too.
Yeah, that I couldn't have asked for a better experience for that entire night. So I want to, thank you to Singleton for hooking us up, and thank you to House of Blues for hooking us up too. That was such a fun night. Since then, we just played last weekend at the Looney Bin. Nick Huffman, God damn it, you know how to give us way too much alcohol every time. We played Dear Deadly and On My Six and Chaos Ordinance, and my body's still recovering from that. Things coming
the
up.
wine's helping.
So we're playing on April 13th at Rock House with these 3 other OK bands. Damn.
A
night of
I appreciate you being
night of
generous.
mediocrity.
You're in that group as well. So,
No,
I mean,
I'm so excited about this show because one, we're playing at an amazing venue. That Steve, way to get the hookup on that.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't ask for a more perfect lineup to do this show with. So I'm really looking forward to that one. As far as also for that show, we are shooting live footage for that one. I wonder what that means.
I should probably get my eyebrows threaded for that one.
Yeah.
getting a weave.
Yeah, I want everybody
They
in
won't be
tuxedos.
focusing on your face, Keith. They're going for your legs.
Everybody needs to wear a Speedo.
I'll wear
yoga pants.
Done.
Yes.
Yoga pants.
Yes. Yoga pant night.
Morgan's
We're doing
got
it.
yoga pants on
we
the
are
brain.
doing it, please.
Wait, you gotta. If you're doing the yoga pants, you gotta get them custom made with BandFam on the butt.
There you go.
Butt fam.
Butt fam. Butt fam united.
That's good.
Butt Fam United 4.
Paired with boy shorts, so yeah.
Oh, come get 'em.
Nah, just Butt Fam on
Butt fam.
Steve's ass.
Only on mine.
only on
A
Steve's.
temporary tramp stamp. There we go. We have a little pity. A little pity there. Temporary. It's got to go to work.
Like a black permanent marker tramp stamp.
I don't have my lower back showing at work.
Yeah.
We have to.
It
this is
could
what
be
we have to
real
work.
is what
you
he's
gotta
saying.
go to work.
We got to.
I wear a T-shirt.
Well,
Ooh,
while
I remember
you're
now.
Out, amongst the people, yes.
Timmy,
Oh,
what
absolutely.
else are you guys doing?
So recently, our guitar player Diggs McAsty put out a guitar playthrough for our song "The Faceless." It's pretty dope. You should check it out. Shot by Mark Pollard, who shot the parade for us, and it's just too much fun.
Which I like in that video. He
Keith
talks
is singing
about-
over there, which
Yeah,
God, you
he's-
got such a beautiful voice.
He's got a great voice, but I appreciate the.
I seriously belt that fucking line every time I hear it. That's
There are 4 half chubs at this table right now.
The reasoning behind that song is pretty cool. How he just talks about how it came along. So if you guys just check out that video, yeah.
Yeah.
deeper than anything I've ever.
Is it on the YouTubes?
It is on the YouTubes, as well as Facebook and all other goddamn social
It
media.
was incredibly
out there.
well shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Pollard is the man. Talk to him. He'll probably say no, but talk to him anyway.
I'm fucking busy over here.
Yes, Keith. Question.
I was just
are
wondering.
raising
I was just wondering if I
hands.
could
This
go
has become
before
a thing
Steve.
now.
Yes, you may use the bathroom.
No.
It's down the hall to the right.
Needs a pass. He called me a duty head.
Dude,
I just saved it to my watch later.
Where's your hall pass?
I was going to say, with Atlanta's burning, we've been kind of in a hiatus.
Hiatus.
Lately. It's pretty short, but we picked up a new lead singer, Rob, and he is not. We wanted to give him time to kind of not only get comfortable, but also learn the material that we have been playing for years, and then also writing new music. We currently have 6 new songs written. We just need to finish up vocals and then going through post-production and whatever of actually the writing process before we actually hit the studio. So we're looking to hopefully put out an album
Wait your turn, Tim.
by the end of the year.
That's why my hand's up.
Do you have a question for me?
No, I have a compliment, though. I think seeing Rob perform for the first time at, what was that?
Top Fuel.
No.
Was it?
No, the
was it
only time I saw him was at Cairo.
Oh, he had done.
That was his. Was that his first show?
Top Fuel was first, though, right?
Top Fuel was his first
Okay.
like legit show with us.
Okay, but I see him at. It was the night that we were supposed to release New Machine, and we didn't, thanks to.
And then we played
I can't even remember the name of the fucking company we went through, but no, Rob did a hell of a job that night.
Thank you.
I was really impressed. I love his.
He
screams.
is he's a lot of fun. Not only is he a very talented individual, but he's also a lot of fun to work with, and I've been.
So he's a J-Town boy too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, J-Town.
Joliet fucking sucks.
Joliet. I don't know. I went to C2E2 over there. You guys got the best like fucking Star Wars club down there. I mean, I don't know if you're into Star Wars or not, but
hey,
those
me and Al's
guys are
gambled out in
hardcore.
Joliet, man. Me and Al
Those
had a
guys are
good
hardcore.
time out there in Joliet.
So we've been so Atlanta's Burning. We've been definitely not only completely overhauling our writing process, and we've added a lot more technological advancement to how we're literally creating our music and almost giving ourselves the in-studio experience. We're not just jamming it like a garage band like we used to, or it's kind of like, yeah, that sounds right. That's the way the guitars are kind of sounding. It's what you're playing, right? Everything's kind of in-ears now, and you can hear every little detail of what your rhythm guitar is doing, what your lead guitar is doing. I can hear every little thing that Carlene's doing, and I can tweak my bass drum to it specifically to match and increase the clarity of the songs and the all-around syncopation. And then other than that, trying to, we've all been definitely pushing for a community, more of a community writing process. So everything that everybody does, it all gets recorded in a kind of a band practice kind of way. And we'll do scratch takes of it. And then those will get cleaned up digitally, and then we'll send those to each artist. And then every member will then have cliff notes. And we'll go through like what songs, what parts don't necessarily mesh perfectly. We need to rewrite these parts so that they kind of flow better. And we need, like I don't necessarily like this particular lyric. Why don't we change it to this? Because those sounds don't sound right at that particular pitch. Like trying to pronunciate those particular words, change those words, things like that. And to honestly produce hopefully, in my opinion, the best album that Atlanta's Burning we have written thus far. I mean, I always feel like the best song you're ever going to write is the next one. But, other than that, it's always about that onward and upward. So hopefully 2019 will be very successful and revealing for Atlanta's Burning as to the direction that we are really pushing for, and as well as playing some shows out and about in the area. We're definitely, of course, doing the April 13th show here, and then we wanted to branch out and hit regionally. So we wanted to go up to Wisconsin again. We want to go out to Rockford again. We have connections to go down to Indiana and even Michigan. So we were wanting to try to branch out and just go play venues and play with bands that we have never played with before, but then still remember to come back every month or 2 months to kind of come back and play play home, and that way people don't miss us too much.
Steve.
May I add one thing with what Keith is saying? I know Steve Gibbons and Barrier Pass, I can't speak for everybody, but you guys, Atlanta's Burning, has been an inspiration in terms of our pre-production process. We're becoming more efficient in our, as you said, cliff notes. Noting down the new material that we're writing on a day-to-day basis, practice-to-practice basis, and being able to reflect on that, and that's so powerful. That's something that we haven't actually used as a force in our rehearsals, and you guys were a big influencer in that. So we thank you.
Yeah, Andy Kent, our guitarist, he's
the Kentster.
The Kentster. He's he is very. I like to call him the greasy snapper. He's got some good fundies, and he's you should see him. You should see him hit a slappy wrister top corns, man. It's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And but anyways. He is
corn.
top bar down ski every time. If it's
forecheck, back check, paycheck, baby.
Yeah, that's right. So, but no, Andy definitely he pushes us in our writing process, not only just with theory and with honestly logic, but technology. He's that kind of guy. He will take the time to learn something and then present it to the band, and it doesn't necessarily require us a lot of learning. Like, he already knows what to do and knows how to use it, tells us the process of what he wants to do, and then he makes it happen. So I mean, really, he's a blessing, to our band, and I'm happy that his influence on you guys has been so great as well.
Yay!
Yay.
Nice.
Steve?
I mean, I was just looking the other day. It's almost been exactly a year since we were on here.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I updated the profile to post the show in that profile again.
Year. Funny how things can change in a year, right?
Yeah. We were last time you were here, we were promoting your upcoming debut CD release.
And we had a show on April 13th last year that we were pushing too.
On a Friday.
It was at Cairo, but anywho,
no one showed up, and we're trying to make this one better.
Yeah, it was literally the sound guy walked
JK.
out. It was terrible. Things have changed a lot for What Lies Ahead in the last year. Mainly having to do with our bassist lead singer Q. He moved down to Texas.
Texas.
Texas. Which I mean was an absolutely awesome thing for him. He got an awesome job promotion, and he's got a lady down there, so he's able to be with her now. And
He's got a woman.
he's got this new awesome job. We couldn't be any more happy for him. But the thing,
the lady.
when he told us, we said, absolutely, the band is gonna keep going. There's no way that we are going to stop. Because we really had just started getting a bunch of momentum.
He's like, as a matter of fact, we're going to play twice as many shows.
So,
You have to drive 14 hours for every
and we definitely were. The thought didn't even enter our head to like replace him, because I mean that's where most bands are going to go, right? When you hear about that, you're like, oh well, we're going to get somebody new. I don't think I could find somebody that could play bass like Q does. And it change. I don't know. I don't think it would have. It wouldn't have worked out for our band. But so we decided to forge ahead. We had our CD release show at Penny Road in June, which was awesome. And that was the last show at the time. Q moved down to Texas in July. And then we had some months off. That's when I started. That's when I actually formed BandFam United, the booking promotion, and started booking shows and doing that side of it, because I definitely wanted to stay involved in the community on a more regular basis. I knew What Lies Ahead was only going to be around every so often. So started booking shows. We did Barrier Pass CD release show. We did a cool show with them in Synovia at Cairo in August. And then we finally got to come back to the stage last November. We went back to Cairo for our BandFam United 3 event. And Barrier Pass was on it. Atlantis Burning was on it. Sound of Fire, Oblivion Zero. That Fool's Brew also.
We know. Damn, he's going to leave us off.
You just have to know at this point that if What Lies Ahead is playing a show, these guys are all going to be on it, basically. So that's just common knowledge. So then we did that. That was fine. There was an unfortunate incident at that show. Should we talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Sure.
Should we? I don't know.
Let's talk about it. Right before, so Sound of Fire played, and they were awesome, and OZ played, they were awesome, AIB played. It was their second show with Rob. It was awesome. And we're going to go on in the middle of the night. And right before we go on, my friend runs up to me, and she tells me, your mom fell.
Oh, I do know this story from Facebook. Yeah.
And it's okay to laugh about it now, because
I'm not gonna laugh at your mom.
She's totally fine. But yeah, my mom took a bad spill and had to go to the ER. Like she broke her shoulder
right before you were going.
Your
shit was on stage.
We were on stage, line checked. I was about to count us in to our first song. And
Can
your
you get
mom
to the
fell.
part? Can you get to the part where your mom? What did your mom tell you in the ambulance?
Here's the best part of all this. All right. So my mom comes out whenever we play shows close to home. Even though I'm 31, she supports. It's amazing too. I love that she's there. But we are literally wheeling my mom out on a stretcher in the ambulance, getting her to the ambulance.
Well, she was at the show that night.
She was at the show that night. And we're wheeling her out, and she goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "We're going to the hospital. Like, you're hurt." She's like, "If you don't get your fucking ass back in that goddamn room and play that show, I'll never talk to you again."
Did your mother really cuss that much? Because if she
No.
did, I appreciate her.
She said she was going to kill you.
She
That's what
said
you told
she
me
would
that night.
literally kill me, disown me, kick me out of the family. I would be
Hashtag
exiled.
BandFam United.
BandFam ununited.
She goes,
BandFam broken.
She goes, "I'll be fine. You better get in there and play." And I know because Q and Jim are right behind me, and Jim's
So
like,
who was crying more, your mom or you?
Jim.
I think it was
Jim, I love you, Jim.
I think it was Q because he drove 14 hours to play the show. And like for a
One
minute,
Direction.
it looked like we weren't playing a show, and he's probably like, "This motherfucker," of course. But no, we ended up playing. It was fine. But definitely looking to forward to a safe and healthy Rock House show on April.
Are you sure about
13th.
that?
Well, for my mom at least.
You're just gonna.
I think we're going to have to sign waivers before
You're just
we do
gonna
the show.
bring a wheelchair for her to sit in, right?
Whatever we got.
Just to make sure she's okay.
No, it's all ages. We're just going to start throwing kids around. It'll be a good time.
But
Get in the pit,
you gotta
kid.
tape off an area. It's the kids' throw zone here.
We've,
Put her in bubble wrap.
So we know we're only going to be able to play shows, a handful of times in a year. So obviously our goal is to, every band tries to make every show count, but we are going to make every show count, and we're not fucking around with this Rock House show on April 13th. It's our first show of the year. It's our first show since November, and it's going to be one of the only ones we do up here this year. So we have to make them count. And this is the lineup that I wanted and I knew would make it count. And it's literally the perfect storm with the way everything's working
We're going
out.
to do our own show. We're going to have blackjack and hookers, and it's going to be amazing.
So we've been keeping busy with.
But wait, there's more.
We've been keeping busy though, knowing that we're not playing as many shows. We've been keeping busy with. We've been writing a bunch. We released 2 covers recently. We did Separate Ways from Journey and Renegade by Styx, which we actually worked with Andy Kent from Atlanta's Burning. He recorded and produced and mixed and mastered those for us, and they turned out awesome.
Yeah, they did.
They are like our best sounding recordings to date. And so we did those. They're fun because we always like to play. We always like to do goofy covers that maybe shouldn't be metal. We're writing, and now we're in the process of re-recording our first album and really giving it some balls and the heaviness that we think it deserves. It's like 4 years old now, but it's going to sound like it was recorded
It's done wonders
yesterday.
for my balls.
Giving it some balls. But yeah.
Keith, you might be saying what I'm thinking, but
Let's hear
go
it.
ahead.
Mike.
Mike.
I can't read lips.
I was going to actually. I was curious about your Never Live project.
Oh yeah, we did
because
that
I believe
too.
Yatsik was a
Absolutely.
piece of that.
As it was.
In a part of having more time on my hands, we started this thing.
Definitely a lot of bait sessions.
Whoa! That got on the air.
Yes.
Is that why you're never live?
Whatever it takes to get the talent you need, I guess, huh?
We started something.
Shake it off, man.
We're calling it Project Never Live because it's going to be a collaboration of all these different musicians that I've met or have known from our local metal scene. There's a bunch of really awesome combos of people that are going to be doing tracks for this, but basically it's a collaboration project that we're going to do. And we just put out our first track. There's a page, Project Never Live, spelled with a Y.
Ooh.
Whoa, dude! Crazy, right? But it will. It's never going to get played live, and it's the point's not to be a full band and play shows. It's just to make the track for what it is that one time, put it out there. You listen to it, you enjoy it. But our first track, it's actually called Uprising Season, and it features Yasik from Barrier Pass on vocals. He wrote the song, named it. We recorded with Andy Kent. And as we go forward, we have music coming from a whole bunch of different guys, different bands. Eric from Fool's Brew is working on some stuff. My guitar player Jim is working on some stuff. Corey James.
I heard it last weekend.
Rick from On My Six. Mike Lawless, also from On My Six, is working on a track too. Q's on one. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people, but there's a lot in the works. I'm basically just going to put the tracks out when they're ready and not say anything because I don't know time-wise how it's going to pan out between what lies ahead and booking and when I can get all these different people in to record. But yeah, so definitely this year we are going to see a bunch of, and I'm trying to do interesting combinations of people who aren't in the same band and bring something different musically into the fold, so you hear something from them that maybe you wouldn't hear in their own band.
And you said it was Never Live spelled with Y, so NYVYRLIVE, right?
I don't know what the fuck you just spelled. That didn't sound like you spelled anything.
Never live.
Never live.
Hyberschließenschlut.
But yeah, the first song's out now. You can get it on Apple Music and Amazon and all that. So check it out. But yeah, we've definitely been looking forward to Rock House. We haven't played in 5 months, and we're looking forward to get back on stage.
Now, you mentioned a couple covers that you recorded. I know Fool's Brew used to have a cover song in their set when we first saw them. It blew my mind. Why haven't you recorded that one?
Blew my mind all over my face, neck, and chest.
Which one? Are you kidding?
Balls.
Pantera Rage collaboration.
No, I was laughing at Luco for what he just said.
Don't laugh at Luco.
Man, the royalties
Only
you got
antagonizes him.
the royalties you got to pay to release those.
Oh God, I think just signing up for the paperwork takes a long time to
It's a
begin
pain
with.
in the ass. For real.
I don't know why we haven't recorded that one yet. We talked about it for a little while, but our cover of "Walk" by Pantera mashed with "Killing the Name" by Rage Against the Machine. There's a live video on the YouTubes, but yeah.
So
I
just
can't
rip
give
the
you a straight
audio
answer.
from that, Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan.
What? I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, legit question.
Now you got
Legit concern, and I'm sorry that we've disappointed you.
I just love the way you intertwine them. Yes, Keith.
I was going to say, don't. If I recall correctly, I think I was talking with your singer Jarrett one night, and he was telling me how you guys actually do cover sets. Like you have your own original music, but then you also do complete gigs. You know, of all cover songs.
Whoa, Tim, you've been hiding a side project from us?
It's not a side
It's still
project.
Fool's
It's just,
Brew,
it's just,
correct?
extra,
Better not
it's
be
just
called
extra
Neverline.
gigs that are not involved with the local scene.
Well,
yeah,
it can't be because
we've
play.
done some extra shows where like if we're trying to, we're trying to make money so that we can do all these things that we wanted to do, so that we can do this all with you guys, especially. But in order for us to have the money for it, like, instead of it coming out of our pockets,
Right, shit don't grow on trees.
Yeah, exactly. Like we decided to just try and play out a little bit more. So we've done some sets where like we've played at like the Uptown Lounge next to the Aragon, that's like a 3-hour set where we have a lineup mixed of our songs plus all these covers that we've done over the years. Because I mean, when we first started, nobody has originals. Like most of the time, when you go to perform the first time, you play covers.
Yeah.
So.
That's-
Every
yeah.
now and then,
That's why I don't-
we'll go and do like a cover set at some local spot that's close to us, just to make a few extra bucks, so that we can, put it towards videos, recording, merch, tour stuff, whatever. And yeah, there's a lot more songs that we have on our belt that I'm not going to tell you guys.
No, that's fine. Don't be ashamed of it.
You might have to see one or two of them on the 13th.
Whoa.
Teaser.
Whoa. Dude, you guys should
if my guys hear this, I'm sorry if I said too much.
Keith, I don't think I've ever seen Atlanta's Burning play a cover.
Well, We used to. It was a long time ago, and we actually stopped playing it. It was back. We played with Barrier Past. I remember specifically we played at Ye Old Town Inn back when that place was open. Long live its memory. And we actually used to play Through Struggle by As I Lay Dying.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Wow. We used to play that quite
Damn
a bit.
it to hell.
And
not too many people tackle As I Lay Dying as a cover.
we used to play it quite a bit, and because I could do the backup vocals for the cleans during it, yeah. And then honestly, once Tim Lambesis was indicted, then we stopped playing the song.
Then we played it twice as hard.
And you know what's
every
funny
night.
is when I thought of you guys and always doing a cover, I don't know why, but I've always pegged you as doing an Atreyu cover.
You know, you're not the first person that has said Atreyu, like related us to Atreyu.
But there's not too many bands that have a drummer as the vocals, like the clean vocals. I think you guys.
I definitely don't do clean
I thought
vocals.
You could
She's
do
right.
killing it.
I
It's an
dabbled
accurate
with
statement.
it during the Slug cover at Top Fuel. That was, I don't know if that went through well, but it was E for effort.
I heard
E for effort.
I heard good things.
So,
about
as a teacher, what would you grade yourself?
E for effort.
No, there's definitely a lot of
tried.
there's definitely a lot of little stuff that we've kind of like kicked around. Like we've tried to, as a band collectively, to do covers, and by that I mean we just never agreed on anything ever. Because I mean, technically, the reason you would want to do a cover is, for example, like if just either to spice something up, but you want to do a song that everybody knows. You know, or if you're not in your particular area and you're just kind of opening or whatever, you want to play something that it's going to draw people to the stage to see the rest of your music. So you play something everybody knows and everybody loves, and that's generally in your genre. Or you could do like, you know, Bury Your Past and do a pop cover, which you guys do.
A couple of those. Justin
You
Bieber.
do
did
Justin
One Direction.
Bieber and
Yeah.
One Direction. Yeah, don't you guys do like Cake by the Ocean or something like that?
You do dance? I
Bob
love that
dances.
song, guys.
Oh,
Bob
DNC.
dances the entire
Get
time.
enough of that blues stuff, and I'll be dancing.
Woo! They do Bieber.
Yeah, we
The
do. We do
Beebster.
Justin Bieber.
Yep.
As
But
long as you love me.
We kicked around a bunch of stuff. We always were talking like, well, maybe we can just take a song and transform it, you know, make it a metal cover. And we were kicking around like Sweet Caroline, you know, and like some other shit. And I'm like, guys, you know, there's a bajillion songs on YouTube that like Our Last Night has done. I'm like, we could just play one. I was like, they're perfect. I was like, it's already done. It sounds amazing. I was like, I can do the cleans. Someone else can do the other shit, you know. I was like, we can just do it. But they're just like, no. We're gonna do something different. So then we were kicking around like Norma Jean covers and all these other like more obscure, more I want to put artistic covers where it's just like shit that nobody else, you know, like people don't normally play, but they're very good songs. But you know, then it's we're not really playing it for the purpose of playing a cover. We're just kind of playing that for ourselves, you know, like shit like that. So we never have ever been able to seriously come together on let's do this song. But in other than that, I guess we've done little snippets of covers. We did Soulja Boy by Soulja Boy one time because it kind of go at the end of Right Where I Want You because the breakdown at the end kind of has the same gallop to it. So we were just like, you know, we'd stop the song and then Soulja Boy up in this. Oh, watch me crank it, watch me roll. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't crank that Soulja Boy. You know.
Just said the C word.
That's it. Huh?
Awesome.
I heard it.
You totally said the C word.
What is the C word? Crank? I
No,
said
he
crank
did
that
not. He
Soulja
said
Boy.
crank.
Crank that Soulja Boy.
Jesus.
There's a little bit of a drawl on
Rated R show.
We're talking about cunt.
this show. Unlike
trying to
the
be nice.
13th of
Rock
April,
House
this
is
is
all
not an
ages.
all ages
All
show.
ages, kids. All ages.
We say the V word and the C word.
Vagina.
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 The
Perfect.
downstairs mix-up.
Love
I was
it.
in this room 5 minutes before I heard the word Bush.
That's all it takes.
some announcements going on, just because we are wrapping up with time here on the show. So I did want to give a shout out to people and some things going on. First off, our very fun show that we went to this past weekend. It was just a spur of the moment thing. We decided to check out Aborted for our first time at Reggie's. Fucking awesome. We saw Benighted for the first time from France. Didn't realize it was their first time in the States. My brother had talked him up a lot, and I was like, well, yeah, okay, because my brother, most of the stuff he listens to I'm not into.
Sounds like it was recorded in a garbage can in a garage.
That's why I don't like it.
Like
and
one mic in the middle
Benighted
of the room.
got up there, and
killed it.
I love European metal bands because they sound, when they're on stage, so thankful and so warm and inviting and whatever, and then they get into the music and it's like they
so
want to fucking kill you.
brutal
It's like the total opposite of their personalities, and they're so humble about everything. They were really cool. And Cryptopsy killed it again too. We've seen them now a handful of times. So yeah, we ran into a ton a ton of people that we knew there, and that was really cool to run into a few old friends, and Luco ran into somebody that lives where he works.
With his
so
car.
That was funny too.
What?
He can't
Huh?
remember. It's okay.
Oh yeah. That was I did something one time.
Okay. So the stuff going on this coming week and whatnot, we have our friends in Portals going to be going out on tour with Soulkeeper.
Oh, we ran into the
starting
dude from
April 5th. They're going to Kent, Ohio, and they're on tour until April 13th, where they end in Bloomington, Illinois. So you should check out their little tour. And
We ran into the guy from Portals.
okay, I understand it's on the same date, but it's in two opposite directions, Steve.
It's in a different state,
It's okay.
Brajul.
He doesn't understand. It isn't in a different state.
We're
different
talking
time.
about something
sorry,
else.
we're
talking about something
talking
else.
about something.
Rude. Still get tickets for.
Better not be called Neverlife.
Orinoco and
Yeah,
Townsend
Ohio.
are selling tickets to see them play with the Browning happening at the Forge April 14th, and also playing those shows Extortionist and Betraying the Martyrs. What a good lineup. So get your tickets now for $15 before that show is done. Like Luco said, our friends in the Guardsmen are playing their
Orinoco?
last
Foreign
show, going away party until further notice with Vice, Vitriol, the Almas, and Orchestra in Black. That is all ages, and at Cairo Ale House, it's only $10. Make ya holla. Also going on is our friends in Beneath the Hollow playing the Forge March 30th with Sick, Before Dishonor, the Hatebreed tribute, and Lethal Dose, the Chicago Mudvayne tribute.
Matt DeGroot, I love you.
Also going on, our friends in Fleshburner just dropped their second single. That is called, wait for it, I had it right here, Plague Bearer, and they have pre-sales for the upcoming album Death Dealer available now online, presented by Chugcore. So check that out. Both of those have awesome, I think both of them have lyric videos now, but they're really, really cool. Yeah, that's what I said. Exactly, just like that. And then next week on our show for their first time, I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure this is a thing. Reckless Redemption's driving down from Rockford. Whoa. That's
Whoa.
right, Keith. Whoa. Yes,
Whoa.
Reckless Redemption will
Holy
be on our
crap.
show.
Oh
So you should come out and hang out with us while they tell us everything about Reckless Redemption. I heard they like to drink beer, so we will be prepared to drink beer with them.
No blue drink, Luco.
Just beer.
Just beer. Beer
only.
here?
He likes
Beer
to
only.
party.
Hey guys,
Morgan,
I like to
you
party.
too.
No.
Morgan, beer only.
No. So that's all I got. So Reckless Redemption next week, and once again, Steve, let's go over those details for April 13th. I want to make sure that we have everything. And
Can you say it
I
with a
know
wine glass in your hand?
All right. Does this
somebody
make it more
record this
official
because now you're going to put this on your Facebook page to promote the show. Because it makes it look classy. Who's got
make sure
video?
phone's
Because you
got
can post
video
this in your
capabilities.
Facebook page for the event.
Mine's already empty.
So introduce yourself and say what you're
You
promoting.
gotta cup the balls,
with
brah.
all those details. Make sure you open your mouth wide to put the whole microphone inside.
Hey guys. I'm Steve.
I've seen you making the videos as you're recording on Facebook in your story.
You're a sad individual.
He's running your show. So,
right,
are you
guys.
ready, Steve?
I'm ready.
I'm not sure
You ready
about
for this
that.
soundbite?
Me
Okay,
either.
here we go. Steve Smith from What Lies Ahead here, guys. Guess what? We got a show coming up at Rock House in West Dundee, Illinois on April 13th. It's a Saturday, all ages. Tickets are $10 in advance.
Why is his voice changing?
13 at the door. We got a killer lineup for you. Fool's Brew is going to be there. Atlanta's Burning, Barrier Pass, and What Lies Ahead. All local metal at Rock House, which doesn't happen often, but it's going to happen on the 13th.
Slam the wine.
Live it up.
Drink the wine.
Oh, yeah. Get in there, Steve.
Oh God, I'm so hot right now.
There it is.
Awesome.
Greatest promo you've ever heard.
Before we go out, the last track we're gonna play tonight is from Fool's Brew. This was awesome. I'm glad we got to do this. Unfortunately, the band we were supposed to have on tonight, a band called Axios, was unable to make it, and
So this worked out perfectly.
this did work out
Absolutely.
perfectly.
So is this kind of like our sign off?
This is a sign off, and the show will never be aired.
Never? Never?
Yes, I'm glad we came out here for
Hold on,
nothing.
Hold on. Can I,
Just to
guys,
hang out with
guys,
Morgan and Luco.
Can I get a BandFam United on 3? Get in here. BandFam United on 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3. BandFam United! 3.
I held on to you so that I'd also be kind of part of it because it was so far away.
Sorry about that.
I
No,
was
but-
like,
but
I was like this, I'm
seriously-
like, all right, I'm part of it.
This was
night,
a
Kevin.
great collaboration of artists to come out, and
We should do this more
I'm
often.
thrilled.
Artists.
I love
I'm
this.
thrilled that you guys were all able to make it, and it was mostly a drummer's paradise.
Yeah, way to ruin that.
Oh,
Fred.
yeah. Well, hey,
Get out, Freddie.
hey, thank you guys for thinking of us.
Thank you guys
and-
for having us.
and calling us in and letting us know
Of
that
course.
it was available, and it was great.
Yeah, we did pretty good on short notice. I
Yeah,
didn't
what do you
want
know?
to not reach out. I was
Fucking
like, well,
dude parties. I'm all
I was like, I
about
could
'em.
take the week off, or I could do another show. And I was like,
Or
I
I
made a
could listen to
promise.
this.
I made a promise.
I was like, I will keep it. So, yes, this was awesome. So make sure you get out to Rock House April 13th and see all these awesome guys play. And they'll have the best drum off that you will ever see. You can choose which one you like more.
Yep. All 4 kits on stage at once.
You guys
Yeah.
should do a little raffle thing. Your favorite drummer, and people put
A vote.
No, that's just
vote
rude.
again. I know, right?
That's just mean.
That
I
will,
know.
that will be
That'd
the
be
end
so
of
I
us.
personally,
Keith hates you right now. You
I
see the look on
personally
his
have a
face?
crush on Steve's kit. I'm gonna be honest.
It
I
is-
like Bob's new kit, but
Oh,
I
it's
I
blue,
personally have a
Luco.
crush
You'd
on
like
Steve's.
it.
Ooh, blue.
You can't drink it though.
Fuck.
It's non-alcoholic.
You might have an appreciation for mine. We play on the same kit.
We do.
Ooh.
Nah.
I think the only difference is
sharing.
the wrap.
Nah,
Yours
Keith.
is-
He likes
yours is
Steve's.
nice.
All right.
I feel like I
brown.
actually have the smallest kit out of everybody.
Hey,
I feel
it's
like I do.
okay to be
Definitely
It's not
small,
how
Tim.
small it is. It's how
Yeah,
you
but
use
aren't-
it, bro.
It's okay,
Aren't you
Tim.
sponsored? Aren't you sponsored by like Dark Horse Percussion or something?
No.
Like, no, just
No,
Scorpion sticks.
Scorpion,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah. So you,
Hi, Dan Anderson. Love you.
It's not how
that
small
is
your
true.
kit
That
is.
is true. I actually.
how hard you
when
bang
I
it.
first, you know how when you get you get a new car and you're like, I'm not gonna fart in the driver's seat of this car.
No,
No, I did that
But-
10 seconds after I
But
got my
you're
new
like,
car.
You're like, I'm not. You're like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna
Hold
hold
on.
off, like, because I want to keep this fucker
Keith.
mint. You know.
My brand new car that I got in October, that's the first thing Luco did in my car.
She was like, you couldn't wait. You couldn't do that outside before you got in.
And you know what the
He
worst
did it
part
during the-
is?
he
I
did
didn't
it-
have
did
to
it during
fart.
the test drive.
I didn't have to fart out there when I got
So
in.
it's like he does it. It's at night. I slam my doors. That's my wake up the next morning. It's still there.
Oh,
no.
It's just at that point.
There was no new car
Just a
smell.
cold
There was
fart.
Luco fart.
You Dutch ovened her car the first day she had it. Wow.
It was
and
wow.
it's like,
love.
listen, I didn't
No,
have to
not the
fart.
first.
I
Within the
didn't have
first
to-
like 48 hours.
I didn't
the
have to
first day I
fart
got the
then.
car, he was like
I had to
working at the
fart
bar. He's
when
like,
I
"Come
was
on
in
over
there.
and let me see it." And I'm like, "No, bro, I'm in bed. I'm not coming over.
Nah, brah.
No,
You're gonna have to
bruh.
wait to see the new car."
You can't see my
First
fat
thing he
car.
does, he crap dusts it.
But it's like, you know, but I
see my fat car.
it was the same. It was the same kind of feeling where it's like you get a new, you get like the car thing where it's kind of like, what do you want to keep it nice, you know?
You get
Because
it,
it's
you're
the
like-
new car, but then it's like you get a new drum set and you get the drums all tuned up and everything because of course I don't run factory heads, like those things are kind of They put the
does
cheapest
that?
heads they can put
Of
on
course.
them. And
I
so
mean,
you get
maybe
it done, and you're
bomb
kind of
heads,
like,
but
all right, like you're just kind of playing it, and you're like, well, I don't really want to. But then you get halfway through the first song, you're like, I can't do this anymore.
I gotta fart all over my drums. I gotta fart all over my drums.
Keith actually, he let me use his kit at a show sometime last year. And if you hadn't farted on it yet, I definitely did.
Well, with that being said, Tim.
Wait a minute. No.
Oh, why am I being brought back
that,
into this?
That was at the Looney Bin.
That
was
was
at the
Looney
Looney
Bin.
Bin. You had stepped in and helped out A Silent Truth, I believe. And no, that actually wasn't even my drum throne. That was the drum throne from American Overdose.
Oh, then I don't give a shit.
That was his. So don't worry, my drum set is still pure. With my farts.
Now I know what to do when I see.
But
your
Bob
drum
sat on
throne.
my drum set before,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I promised you. I promised you I left you something juicy.
There you go.
I promise you.
Next time
then I help. Then
his ass.
And then what do I do? Yeah. Then I come over and help him adjust his double pedals. See,
That's my
because I'm a
guy,
nice
man.
guy.
Next
You
time
are
I'm
a good
shitting
guy.
on it.
Nice guys.
Next time
Drive
he's just
fart
going to move that
cars.
one lug and watch the whole
Right.
thing just disintegrate.
All right.
Fade away.
So
Snap-
off the
snaps his
topic of
finger.
farting, the last track of the night is from Fool's Brew. And
It's
Tim,
called Vodka.
what song do you want to play? There is a ton that would fit perfectly on the topic of farts, but that's your choice.
Unbound.
Are
I think
all your
every single
songs about farting?
No.
Yeah.
No, they're
I'm
songs.
just
they-
teasing.
You
they-
should come hang out at a practice one
quote,
day.
yeah, quote unquote beer metal.
Just so you can smell their farts. No, I'm kidding.
And mainly Corey's. Let's do the Faceless.
All
Off
right.
of New
She's
Machine.
like, oh,
The
I don't
Faceless.
have that one either.
Yeah, we don't have that one either.
No, I had the faceless. Here we go. Next week, Reckless Redemption. We will see you here at Fits at Spirit Keys, 8 p.m. till about 11. Here we go.
You're in love with your mother.
Bring it on, motherfucker! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Stepping into the shade of catastrophe, corner of amnesty, travesty, lose, a collective doom, imminent majesty, nowhere to hide, not a room for sacristy, no use in the tree, now I'm the fucking cavalry, won't be a victim of circumstance, locked in a coward's trance, climb to the skies in adorable advance, step up standing tall, back against the wall, in my stance, not afraid to take my fucking chance. How bad do you want it? Yeah, I saunter out of the shadows. Just a J-Doe with the ammo and spirit. Jumping with grit from head to toe. And not to new, lacking a clue they should fear too. Just placing them up cause there's a job to do. Ooh, how bad do you want it? Alright, for the neighbors. Alright, I'm the faceless. Alright, for the neighbors. I am the damn fate in my hand. Awaken. The stage is blind. Fate's fortune by the throat this time. Death in the eyes, gripping the answer. Death in the eyes, gripping the answer. Death in the eyes, gripping the answer. Death in my eyes, I am the answer. last defense, swinging for the fence. Alright, for the nameless. Alright, on the faceless. Alright, for the nameless. I am the damn fate in my hand. Awakened, the stage is bright. Saves fortune.